Welcome to My Long Island TV. From Manhasset to Montauk, we have traveled our communities to bring you the following events. I'm your host, Waldo Cabrera. My Long Island TV starts now.
I do Theodore Roosevelt all over the country, everywhere from the White House to Comedy Central, Steve Cabrera. I travel about 20,000 miles a year, and it all started with my interest in history as a young man. I grew up here on the island, not far from Sagamore Hill. First time here was with the Cub Scout troop in 1957. Went into the Navy. That's when I grew my mustache. Not to look like TR, but you were allowed to grow mustaches without all kinds of paperwork at the time. Got out after 4 years in 72. Kept the mustache, started wearing eyeglasses in 75. That's people would come up to me and say, "Has anybody ever told you who you look like?" And I was invited to a New Year's Eve costume party. I rented an old suit at a secondhand, well, I bought a secondhand tuxedo at a clothing store. And I went as Theodore Roosevelt. By Jove, you're a good-looking Teddy Roosevelt. Can you march with our parade next Memorial Day? And that's how it started. I made a conscious decision early on that I ought to study a little bit about TR. So I started reading up on him. And once you start reading up on Roosevelt, you're hooked. So it's been a career since. Well, he always had that. He always had too many teeth through his mouth. So he had that big smile.
Yeah, so you have to stretch it out a little bit, huh?
Yeah, it's been stretched. Over the years, it's been stretched. He once said, when you give a political speech, you do it in broad strokes, as you paint a circus poster. Conversational speech, you do as an etching. Don't flinch, don't foul, but hit the line hard. November 1902, he's down in Mississippi to speak out against race lynchings. They put a bear hunt together for him. And the press, this was the last hunt the press was allowed to go on. For whatever reason, there were no bear, or very few bear on that particular day, but an old male bear comes to the water hole. They release the hounds on it, the guides take their rifle butts, crack the skull, they tie it up to a tree. They're calling the president, who was out in the cane brake. He comes running in, and the guides go, "Mr. President, we present you with your trophy." Being a sportsman hunter, he was absolutely appalled to not shoot an animal tied to a tree that was half dead. So, in the Washington Post, there appeared the cartoon, "Roosevelt draws the line in Mississippi." A fellow who lived in Brooklyn, New York, Morris Mictom, he and his wife Rose, they had a news, candy, novelty store. They saw this, they wrote the president if they could use his name on a stuffed toy bear. And Roosevelt wrote back, "I doubt my name will do anything for the bear business in Brooklyn, but feel free to use it if you must." By that Christmas, there was a brand new toy called Teddy's Bear. By the way, Morris Mictom went on to become the founder of the Ideal Toy and Novelty Company. Before we can be successful over the dangers that confront us, nor reach true greatness, nor the lofty ideals which the founders and preservers of our mighty Federal Republic have set before us, first we must be Americans, and nothing but Americans, both in heart and soul. But Americanism is not a question of birthplace, creed, or color, but rather a question of purpose, spirit, and ideal. We form one people in the face of all other nations. We all have equal rights and equal obligations. We pay allegiance but to one flag, the Stars and Stripes.